And let's turn to the chairman of one of the parties, the PPP, in the governing coalition in Pakistan. Bilawal Bhutto Zardari is a former foreign minister of Pakistan and the son of former Prime Minister Benazir Bhutto, the first woman ever elected to lead a Muslim nation. Welcome to DW. We have just heard in our report from Kashmiris concerned about war breaking out between Pakistan and India over the killing of 28 civilians. How concerned are you about war?
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me. As far as the terrorist attack that took place in Indian Occupied Kashmir, I, along with the government of Pakistan and the people of Pakistan, have joined in the condemnation. Pakistan is a victim of terror. I myself am a victim of terror, and we want nothing more than the eradication of terrorism, not only from Pakistan, but from this entire region. As far as the people of Kashmir is concerned, I too am worried by what you have just showed in your introduction, and the way in which not only is Pakistan being blamed, but also the people of Kashmir, and the way in which houses are being destroyed over alleged suspects, and the family members of those, like that woman who was speaking in your introduction, are also being detained. I believe this collective punishment on the people of Kashmir is also a cause of concerns for us. As far as the tensions between India and Pakistan, they have reached a high point, because unfortunately, as we've seen, not only in this terrorist attack, but any terrorist attack that takes place across Indian occupied Kashmir or in India, the Indian government goes straight not only to blaming Pakistan, but then taking aggressive actions. The most recent, other than the further restrictions of diplomatic tensions, the decision by India as a reaction to this terrorist attack to suspend the Indus water treaty is an outrageous and illegal step that they have taken.
And I want to come in there, Mr. Zardari, because I want to come in there, Mr. Zardari, because you've personally raised the spectre of war in a speech. You said that as a result of this attack, if India shuts off water from the Indus River flowing into Pakistan, what you're just referring to, you said, quote, blood will flow. Now, you are a diplomat, the former chief diplomat of Pakistan. That wording, that phrasing, that language is not particularly diplomatic and is unlikely to calm tensions.
You're absolutely correct as far as it not being diplomatic. I'm no longer the foreign minister of Pakistan, and I don't represent Pakistan's opinion on the world stage or for the diplomatic community. I was speaking to the people of Sindh on the banks of the Indus River, who've been protesting for the past many months because we're already suffering droughts, and our own government had a proposal. Suffice to say that the people that I do represent are extremely sensitive about the Indus River, and we're a water-scarce country for a whole host of reasons. I'm sure you'll allow me some poetic license when I'm speaking at a political rally where I was quoting a historical quote in the context of how it has always been feared that if India was to weaponize water, if India was to shut our Indus River, then as a result, the two countries would go to war, and that often results in bloodshed.
But I want to come back here, Mr. Zardari. I want to come in back here because
I'm not calling for war, but I would definitely support what the government has iterated as their stance, that any move to implement this decision and restricts Pakistan's water would be considered an act.
But Mr. Zardari, you probably know that experts say that India doesn't even have the capability to reduce the flow of water from the Indus River without undertaking a very huge and a long-term construction effort. Again, it is just in a world where we're seeking to calm tensions, inflammatory language like that to people who are affected, especially knowing what experts are saying about how practical India being able to cut the flow of water is particularly irresponsible. Even though you do not speak for the state of Pakistan, you are a powerful voice from the country.
I would respectfully disagree. I believe perhaps the Western audience is unaware about how Pakistan is one of the top 10 climate stressed countries on earth. We're either in a drought or we're facing extreme flooding. How the perception that a country that is 7 times larger than us, a nuclear armed country that we've already fought wars with in the past, is threatening to cut the lifeline for 200 million.
But something that might not be very practical for them to do.
It's very funny because you want me not to react. But actually what I would suggest is if India didn't illegally and unilaterally exit from the Indus Water Treaty at this time, it would have resulted in not only myself, but the people of Pakistan not reacting emotionally.
Right. Okay. Why don't we move on to this, Mr. Zardari?
To get back and forth as far as I'm not at the moment, ma'am, with all due respect, I'm not as I am not the Foreign Minister of Pakistan. I speak to the people of Pakistan, the people who have, and I was articulating their feelings, and these are their feelings, and that I understand.
And I was merely asking you to account for your words. But Mr. Zardari, I would like to move on to this.
I own my word.
Thank you so much for that. The Pakistani government has denied any role in the Kashmir attack. But I'll put it to you that Western countries believe Pakistan has been nurturing extremist groups for some time now. In fact, your defense minister has admitted to, quote, dirty work, close quote. Now, should the world believe Pakistan this time?
I'm sorry, that's a very unfair quote. Obviously, as far as the defense minister is concerned, you didn't complete his quote. The dirty work that he was referring to was that of the West in the past. I don't believe that it is necessary for us to go litigate the past. Suffice to say that Pakistan has learned lessons from the past as far as our association within the context of the first Afghan war, when the international community encouraged Pakistan to support these violent groups. That has had repercussions not only for the region, but also for my own country. We learned these lessons in order to combat terrorism within our own country, and as a result, have exited the FATF grey list while I was foreign minister, because we no longer have associations with such groups. As you saw in your own introduction, the people of Kashmir believe that this was an internal security failure of the government of India. The Prime Minister of Pakistan
My final question, just to that point.
As far as the issue of terrorists are concerned, we want to combat terrorism. If India is also committed in combating terrorism, they should agree to talking and having dialogue with Pakistan. We can only work together to combat terrorism, whether it is terrorism that affects Pakistan or it's terrorism that affects...
So is Pakistan investigating what happened in Kashmir?
At the moment, the terrorist attack took place in Indian occupied Kashmir. Pakistan does not have access to the Indian Occupied Kashmir, which is the most militarized zone in the world. But we have offered to be part of any impartial inquiry into the incident, because we too want the truth to get out. We're sick and tired. Pakistan is sick and tired of the Modi government scapegoating Pakistan for every single security failure within India, and then within the Indian context, him scapegoating the Muslims of Kashmir and Muslims elsewhere for his own internal problems. I think it would be helpful, not only for Pakistan, but to address these concerns that India is insisting on to do with this particular terrorist attack. There should be an impartial inquiry, so the facts come out, and Pakistan is willing to participate in any such inquiry.
Well, that's very clear. Thank you very much for that. The former Foreign Minister of Pakistan, Bilawal Bhutto Zardari, we appreciate you coming on to DW News today. Thank you.
Thank you.